Kasper, hi.
Hi.
The manager there was making a lot about how well the teams played defensively. Clearly, you're a part of that. How much is that music to your ears, and how well do you think you and the guys at the back have been doing?
Yeah, I think we've done very well. I think I mean, at least in the time I've been here, we've been very, very solid. I think any good team is built on a solid defence, and we as a team press very, very high up the pitch, and we defend very, very well everywhere. We minimise chances for oppositions, and I think we give ourselves a platform to go and win games. Very, very happy with that.
Players, how important is Europe this season? It's not where you wanted to be in Champions League, so how important is Europa League this season?
It's massively important. This is our reality. We can't affect the past now. All we can go and do is do as well in this competition as possible. So it's absolutely vitally important for us.
In terms of the fans tomorrow, the manager saying he's urging them to turn up. He's urging them to make noise, to make the atmosphere as hostile as possible. What would your message be to the fans, some of whom are unhappy with the way the club's being run at the minute?
Well, listen, I completely understand the fans' frustrations. All I will say is we have the most incredible fans. And whether it's Champions League, Scottish League, Europa League, when we line up, I always look at the opposition bench and see their reaction, and that just always tells me that this is special. I've played a lot of places, a lot of stadiums, and there's nothing quite like this. So for us as players, it's something we definitely don't take for granted. For me personally, the career I've had, there is nothing more motivating than coming out at this pitch here, full stadium with that noise. So, I completely understand the frustration. I completely understand the fans wanting to voice their opinions. But we need you. That would be my message. We need you. And it's up to us, of course, to go and produce and to get that noise and get that energy in the stadium. But that's one of our biggest strengths is the support that we have. So as many small advantages we can get, we need to take.
Is there anything the players might have to do differently tomorrow, with there being that 29-minute planned silent protest, not having that vocal backing, that vocal motivation from the supporters, or anything you think the players might need to do differently to sort of motivate yourselves for that opening period of the game?
We need to score, because people will cheer if we score, I think. I think at the end of the day, it's our job to go and play football. Many of us went through a period in COVID without anybody in the stadium, so it's not a new feeling to play in the quiet. But like I say, any time the noise in the stadium is what I know it can be, then it's a huge advantage to us.
In terms of your ambitions for this competition, we saw how well the team did in the Champions League last season, getting through the league phase. Do you have a real feeling that this team are capable of going really deep into this competition?
That's certainly the aim. Anytime you put on a Celtic shirt, you're expected to win. Whether it's in Europe, whether it's in Europa League, Champions League, whatever it is, you're expected to win, and that's the expectations that we have for ourselves. So, like I said before, this is an extremely important competition for us.
I wonder, on those protests and how silent it may be tomorrow night, how do you use your experience to navigate it yourself, but also to help younger players through that who might not have been in that environment before?
Well, like I say, I think the big difference is that this is our jobs, and as much as we've all probably been football fans from a young age, a lot of us would have played youth team games and things where there haven't been any noise and there's been no crowds and these things. So it won't be something unusual to play in the quiet. But at the end of the day, you're playing at Celtic Park in front of 60,000. There's there doesn't really need to be said anything. For us, like I said, it's up to us to bring that energy. It's up to us to score goals and get people on their feet and get people shouting.
What could a positive result tomorrow night in this competition do for confidence and momentum, not just in the Europa League, but domestically too?
Winning breeds confidence, regardless of where it is or when it is. Winning always breeds confidence. So, like I said, anytime you put on this shirt, you got to win. There's not really any difference between winning in any other competition.
And what type of challenge are you expecting from Braga tomorrow night? What do you think they'll bring to Celtic Park?
I think they'll be a tough team to play against. Very well organised. I think they'll be aggressive. I think as a team, they have good technical players. They're very well structured and organised. So yeah, they'll be a tough game. But I'm very confident that if we play up to our potential, then we'll be able to win the game.
Does the hurt from not making it into the Champions League, can you try and spin that into a motivating factor in the Europa League to really make a dent in this competition and get as far as you can?
Like I say, we can't affect the past. We have that's the nature of being a professional footballer. You have disappointments and you have highs, you have lows. You have to learn to deal with them and move on very fast. We had to move on after not making the Champions League, and we had to refocus, and that's what we've done. So that's in the past. What we can do now is focus on getting good results in this competition.
Hi, Kasper.
Hi.
André Castro Ribeiro from RTP, Radio Television of Portugal. I want to ask you, what memories do you kept from Portugal, and if you follow the Portuguese league?
Yeah, lots of good memories. Obviously lived there for 2 years, and had a good part of my childhood there. It's a place that will always be special to me and my family. We did our pre-season in Cascais this summer, and it was the first time for probably 20 years that I've been back to see my old house and my old school and all those things. So it was nice to kind of see, and I like I say, holds a lot of good memories, and obviously because of my connection to Portugal and to Sporting and these kind of things, I obviously look at the results. I have a couple of former teammates in Morten Hjulmand and Zeno de Bast that plays in Sporting, so I keep an eye on it.